What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's up? So, listen, guys, we've got a lot to talk about today. For one, I have some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is I won my parlay, I had one bet yesterday, but I won big. Basically, what I bet on, as you guys know, we did a full card breakdown parlay stream. The bet that I had going was either Lerone Murphy by KO TKO or Mosvar by decision. I bet pretty heavily on that. As you guys know, we've been on an absolute roll when it comes to betting and when it comes to parlays. I've been making a lot of money, and it's primarily just because, again, I switched up my strategy. Back in the day, I used to make like fucking 8, 9 fight parlays, and again, we hit a couple of them.
Evloev
we had so many of them that were just one fight off. But 8 to 9 fight parlays are, they're always a little hard. But recently, I've just been betting a lot of money on just literally just one pick. And that's what I did yesterday. I bet about $1,000 on either Mosvar by decision or Lerone Murphy by KO TKO. And, I'll be honest, I was fucking sweating. I was fucking sweating my balls off as that fight was going on. But we got bailed out. I won the bet. We're up a shit ton of money. And again, all I'm doing with my betting is, again, we have a lot of power, I think, when it comes to cursing people. And I'm just gonna keep making a horrendous amount of money, and then I'm just gonna the next time we need someone to lose, I'm putting it all on them. But listen, with that being said, we can discuss this a bit more. What we're going to do today is literally, I don't have the entire 25-minute fight, but I've got, it's not even just the highlights. I've got pretty much everything that we need to watch to figure out whether or not this fight truly was a robbery or not and how to score it. Again, I actually, believe it or not, I know you guys are going to find this shocking. I've got a rep at YouTube now. I got in contact with somebody. I've got a rep that is going to just protect the channel from faulty copyright claims and shit. So I just had to make some very slight iterations to the video. And again, it's going to be about 18 minutes long. I cut out just little bits of fluff where nothing happens. But we're going to look at essentially every single sequence that either of these guys do anything. And listen, I think you guys are gonna be very shocked. I think everyone's getting this wrong. I've seen the complaints. We're gonna look at it. Let me see. Oh, nobody. Thank you for the $2. If Volk fights Evloev, who wins? I mean, let me. I'm just curious because I have a feeling that chat probably has an opinion on this one. What do you guys think? I'm curious. What do you guys think? Yeah, we're going to watch the whole thing in just a little bit. I have a feeling I know what chat's going to say about this. Volk destroys both Murph and Mosvar. Mosvar wins. Volk by decision 3-2. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fair. I think in general, I think that Mosvar... Listen, I'll tell you what. And again, we're gonna look at this more when we actually watch the fight in a second. We're gonna look at this a lot more. But I'll listen, to give Mosvar some credit here for how good of a wrestler that he is. His striking really is not that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. For you guys who for you guys who obviously are members on the channel and watched the member-only breakdown we did going into this fight, we kind of knew that on the feet, Mosvar was in a lot of trouble. We knew that. The way he enters into range generally isn't great. I go back and watch any Mosvar fight. What you're going to see is you're going to see him. He's on the outside. He switches stances and doubles up on right hands right into range, and he leaves himself so open. He leaves himself so open. And specifically, I think when we go back and watch this fight, there were so many moments where Mosvar was trying to hit those entries into takedowns, but Murphy's movement was so good. He was always moving. He was always sliding away, making it hard to shoot on. And again, you guys are going to see this when we watch the whole fight in a second. But with that being said, he did land some good shots in this fight for sure. He did. He landed some good shots. I think even at the end of round 3, as we're going to look at here in a second, he did kind of hurt Lerone at the very end of that round. His striking's not bad, but the problem is, against a Volkanovski, for one, obviously the big one is just how fucking strong Volkanovski is down at 145. It's a serious fucking problem. The dude's a little fucking tank. Two, the way that he's able to control distance with the leg kicks and the jabs, I think will be a big problem, and he himself has really good footwork. Like look, here's the thing. It's really hard to get in on a double leg against Volkanovski because he's 5'5", his legs are fucking this big, he's so strong. Ducking underneath to get to Volk's hips is really fucking difficult. It's really, really difficult. And I think the other thing, too, is that in general, I think Lerone's leg kicks were landing very, very clean against Mosvar. I think Mosvar, again, his head movement's okay. His defense is all right. But in general, I feel like the way Volk's going to constantly be moving, controlling space with the jab, the leg kicks, he's going to have a speed advantage. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. Volk is getting old, and he's getting full of mold. He's getting old, and he's getting full of mold. And which is always a little scary. It's always a little bit scary. Now, when I think of Mosvar's wrestling compared to like an Islam Makhachev, for example, because it's like I think that's the one other time that we have like a good example of Volk dealing with, you know, a really grappling heavy guy. I think the big difference is that Mosvar, his shots are faster than Islam's are. Obviously, Islam, when it comes to the submission threat and when it comes to the pinning ability, he's a different level than Mosvar, but the shots are a lot faster. The thing is, though, Volk is so elite at getting back up to his feet and fighting the hands. Like, we saw how good Lerone was. And again, everything we're going over, we're going to see it here when we watch the fight together. Again, like, I think with what Mosvar does, which is just try to ride positions from the back, constantly mat return, Volk is so good at getting back up to his feet, fighting the hands, back up to his feet, fighting the hands. And I feel like we just saw Lerone Murphy, honestly, I wouldn't say a masterclass, but he did a very good job at getting back up off every single takedown. That is Volk's fucking specialty, let alone this is down at 145 where Volk's a little bowling ball. It's hard to get to his legs. Here's the thing, right? Volk, again, I generally think that Volk's striking defense isn't phenomenal, especially in the pocket. But again, against Mosvar, he's just going to look to jab, leg kick, and move. Jab, leg kick, and move. Catch him coming in with right hands. And just, again, constantly maintain space and distance. And, again, I'm worried that maybe we're going to start seeing Volk decline at a certain point. But, again, you just kind of stack up their skill sets on paper. You know, you're going to say that Volk he's perfect against somebody like Mosvar. He's perfect. I will say, though, with that being said, Mosvar did surprise me with some of the ground and pound he hit in the latter rounds. Because, like, this guy, I mean, this was legitimately the first fight I actually kind of saw him, like, actually attempt to score with his grappling. I swear to God. Watch the Arnold Allen fight. He didn't score at all with any grappling exchange. We watched it members only. He didn't score at all. This fight, he actually was dropping the ground and pound, which I thought was good. But yeah, I think the biggest problem he had was just an inability to shoot because you can tell how well prepared Lerone Murphy was. And again, I'm excited to show you guys the exact sequences. You'll see it. Mosvar's hitting the same entries that we've always seen him do. And every single time he does, Lerone would always just slide away to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, he couldn't get in on shots. We are all GC. Thank you for the $2. Gene Silva versus Mosvar. Who wins? Man, that's a loaded question for $2. But, Gene Silva versus Mosvar. Let me grow myself a little bit to get ready to start playing this video for us. The thing that scares me about a Gene Silva, the thing that really scares me is that he's very willing to jump on guillotines. And man, if to actually hit fucking Mosvar with a guillotine, you better have a fucking world class your mechanics better be on goddamn point, because fucking Mosvar can just he scrambles so fucking like it's just so goddamn hard to actually secure any kind of submission on him. That's not like something like off your back like a Diego Lopez. Like you jump on a guillotine, he's gonna start fucking like spazzing out like he's on fucking meth or something. You know, he's gonna start spinning and rolling and yanking himself. It's gonna be really difficult. But the problem is that is what Gene Silva loves to do on the feet to defend takedowns, is jump on guillotines. I feel like Gene, because his footwork's not phenomenal, I feel like Mosvar can get in on takedowns. And just in general, again, I think Mosvar did kind of impress me with how he was willing to land ground and pound against Lerone, and I think that could go a long way for him against the Gene. The problem is, though, over a 5-round fight, again, from what I have seen of Mosvar, and what you guys are going to see in just a second when we watch this, is that Mosvar's entries are reckless. Mosvar's entries are not good. I think that he's very... I think that the way that he looks to set up his takedowns with his striking, he does the same thing every single time, more or less. I think when he actually gets to your hips, his chain wrestling ability is very high level, but the actual entry is very predictable when you've actually studied his style. And I think that, you see it in the Arnold Allen fight, you saw it in this fight, and I think that Gene, being the sniper that he is, I would assume he's going to catch him coming in at a certain point. Exactly, John Wings. It's just a stance switch and then double right hand. Stance switch, double right hand. And Lerone was sliding away from it every single time. Arnold Allen was timing it. And he was seeing these entries coming, and he was trying to catch him coming into it, and he was just fucking missing. But I don't think Gene would. But with that being said, I do in general think that Gene's lack of footwork would be a problem. Because that's what saved Lerone here in this fight, was a lot of footwork. That could be a problem, but... let's see. Will the Beast, thank you for 5 months of being a member, buddy. If Mosvar had good subs or Armin like ground and pound, he'd be terrifying. But he has a very little way to score on the ground and stop Volk or even Murphy standing up. Listen, in fairness, again, because I actually do like the ground and pound. I liked the ground and pound from Mosvar in this fight. Armin Sarukian's ground and pound is nasty, but a lot of times it comes from him getting guys in closed guard, right? Like I'm thinking of like the best examples of Armin's ground and pound. It was against fucking, who's that tall guy? Who's the 6'3" guy who just moved up to welterweight? What's his name? I'm literally picturing what he looks like in my head right now. What's his name? Someone help me out here. Joel Alvarez, right? Joel Alvarez, tall, lanky guy, likes to play close guard, right? So Armin gets him in close guard, and then the elbows are just fucking nasty. Even Charles Oliveira, who's really difficult to land ground and pound off of, round 2, it was those close guard elbows. But his ground and pound's not quite the same when guys are turtled and guys are fighting to get back up. Again, it just can't be. It's so hard to land elbows when someone's turtled, trying to fight your hands, trying to stand back up. So, like, for example, Lerone Murphy, 99% of this fight was never accepting bottom position. He was always turtled, trying to get his back to the fence, trying to build a base. So it's going to be hard to, like, really drop elbows like that. But I think he actually did a pretty good job with the ground and pound in this fight, more or less. But I understand what you're saying. I think the ground and pound's improved. I think a really threatening submission game would be a terrifying proposition for a Mosvar. Because again, his shots are so fucking fast. His chain wrestling's really, really good. His cardio's good. Like, man, if there was more threat of him jumping on your back with a fucking choke or getting into an arm triangle or something, I would agree. On paper, if Volk isn't completely old and full of mold, yeah, you just look at his ability to, again, the footwork, just not allow super clean shots. Obviously, Mosvar is not nearly as tall as an Islam Makhachev is, so Volk doesn't need to work as hard to close the distance. Like, I think of the one time that Islam hit that clean double on him and was able to get to the body triangle, it was because Volk had to really close the distance with a huge right hand, and then, Mosvar ducked underneath it. In this potential fight, again, it's just going to be Volk on the outside, jabbing, leg kicking, jabbing, waiting for Mosvar to enter, try to land the right hand. You know what I mean? And then again, the ability for him to constantly get to his feet, fight the hands. You would, in theory, say that it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be very tough for a Mosvar. Travis Bickle, thank you for the $1, buddy. I really appreciate it, Travis. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Again, for those just joining, I'm just letting a few more people pile on in here. I officially got a rep at YouTube. Just through the partner program, when you get monetized, I found a rep, and I spoke to them about all the faulty fucking copyright claims the UFC gives me. Because the truth is, man, watching a fight, breaking it down, pausing it, talking about it, that's educational content. It's not copyright. I got the okay through them that they're going to protect my channel. I only had to make some very slight iterations to the video, so we're gonna be able to go through pretty much almost the whole fight. I cut out all the fluff. We're gonna look at essentially every important thing that happened. There's a lot to look at here. I will say, I do think I've got some opinions on the scoring, but I in general think that a lot of people are getting it wrong. But anyway, Travis Bickle, thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. I love you, buddy. Thank you. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Drea, man, thank you for the $5, buddy. The fight was a clear draw, but I can't wait to watch Volk destroy him. Such an overrated hoe. 50-45 Volk incoming. Yeah, again, I talked about it at the very beginning of the stream. I had a lot of money on a certain bet. I had a shit ton of money. Again, I've switched up my strategy when it comes to betting recently. I don't do 8-fight parlays anymore. They were fun, but they're really hard to hit. I now just put a lot of money on singular bets. Dude, the last 5 events, I've won a lot of money. Everybody was wondering where I got $10,000 to bet on Max Holloway from. First of all, I have $10,000. I do. Now, spending $10,000 would be a lot. I wouldn't want to do that out of my own bank account. I just spent the money I've been making sports betting, because I just bet on 1 or 2 props. That's it. Like when I did bet $10,000 on Max, I had another little side parlay going. It was RDR and Kai Barallo to go over 2.5 rounds. And it was, what was the other one? There was one other fight to go over 2.5 rounds, and I had RoboCop and Bruno Ferreira to end by finish. I only had those 3, and I ended up making $3,800 on just that easy little 3-fight parlay. So it's that's what I'm doing now, right? And with that being said, I fucking had a lot of money on either Mosvar by decision or Lerone Murphy by KO TKO. That's what I had. Because to me, I was the one way Lerone's winning this fight is, again, he does have a very high ability to see guys coming in, make him run into shit. The Aaron Pico elbow, the fucking knee on Silva off that takedown attempt. So, to me, there was, no other way this fight could go. And I'll be honest, man, when they took that point away from Mosvar, I was sweating. I was terrified. And again, when we watch the fight in a second, we'll talk about the scoring. But yeah, the judges might have bailed me out on that one. They might have. We'll see. We'll watch together and we'll see. But the judges, they may have bailed me out, to say the least. Beautiful bid. Thank you for the 10 HK. Ilya has nasty ground and pound versus guys turtling, e.g. Ryan Hall. Yeah, Ilya Toporia's ground and pound there is pretty horrendous. How much did you bet on that? Let's just say it was in the 4-figure range. It was in the 4-figure range. Again, the way I'm betting now is terrifying, but I haven't lost a bet yet. I've done like 5 bets with a lot of money on just like complete gimmies. You know what I mean? And I've been making a lot. And again, all I'm doing is I'm just trying to save up a shit ton of money so then we can curse people in the future. I can just keep betting abhorrent amounts. Again, I'm not super financially motivated, as you guys know. I'm more interested. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Heath Ledger's Joker right there. But yeah, Ilya's ground and pound, it's kind of crazy because Ilya's was a fucking featherweight, but his ground and pound from Turtle kind of reminds me of fucking like Francis Ngannou against fucking Renan Ferreira. Like when Francis had Renan Ferreira and Turtle and he landed fucking 2 ground and pound shots and then he just goes limp. I mean, obviously Ilya's not quite to that level, but yeah, that Ryan Hall fight was pretty bad. That Ryan Hall fight was pretty horrendous. The thing is, though, like I guess Ngannou was landing to like the side of the head, like behind the ear, but the thing is, Ilya caught Hall like square on the jaw because like he was trying to roll through. His head was flat on the mat, and he got caught on the jaw. But yeah, his ground and pound sure is nasty. Nestility, I know for a fact this is not your first time becoming a member. But thank you for re-becoming a member. Again, you now have access to an infinite amount of content. Just did a phenomenal members-only breakdown on why Mosvar Evloev is in serious trouble versus Lerone Murphy. One could argue that may have aged well. The judges would disagree with that, but yeah, there you go. Oh, Jackal, thank you for the 5 pounds. I got a hypothetical for you. Volk is fighting Josh Emmett. If Volk wins by any means, you get $1 million. But if Emmett knocks him out, you die. Do you take it? Fuck. Do I take it? Listen, again, man, Volk. Listen. If they fought, I would bet a lot of money on. I mean, the odds would be insane. Look, Volkanovski's gonna win that fight. I think Volkanovski's gonna fucking crush him. He's way too fast, way too quick. Frankly, again, sometimes Volk's defense isn't great. Don't get me wrong. Volk is getting a little old now. Listen, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Despite me being insanely confident that Volkanovski would win, I mean, Volk could probably take him. Well, maybe not. Volk's offensive wrestling, I don't think, is that phenomenal. But again, the footwork, man, what if Emmett just gets lucky and catches him right as Volk goes like inside leg kick or something? Fuck. I couldn't be more confident that Volk's gonna win, but like, I don't need $1 million that bad. It'd be cool, but I don't need it that bad. And just, me fucking dying off a fluke happening. Like, I can kind of envision Volk going inside leg kick and then Emmett just fucking like swings big hook and then Volk fucking does what he does, this famous defense, and then Emmett fucking flukes a fucking overhand. It's not worth my life. I'll tell you that. It's not worth my life. But that's a good question. You made me think about it. Maybe if the risk wasn't as bad as dying, I might entertain that. Listen, like if you were like, well, okay, you get $1 million if Volk wins, but if Emmett wins, your sister dies, Mia dies, I'd be like, psh, yeah, let's do it. Me dying though, that's a bit much. Me dying, that's a bit much. That's, you know what I mean, off some like fluke happening. Again, if it wasn't that Volk, I think the worst aspect of his game is his striking defense at times, right? Let's be real, Volk has built a career out of getting dropped during fights and coming back to win. He's done that. So, Yeah, but she's probably not going to die. Probably. You know what I mean? She's probably not, is what I would argue. right? Right? You guys would agree. But okay, but right before we get into it, because I want to watch this with you guys. But right before we get into it, I just have one last thing I want to ask you guys about: the Michael Venom Page fight. I'm just curious what you guys have to say about the Michael Venom Page fight. Don't get me started. Goated fight. Listen, I might have some hot takes about this fight, believe it or not. I might have some hot takes about this fight. Yeah, I mean, listen, here's kind of my thing about Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson. I'll be frank with you guys. I'll be completely frank with you. Okay. Was the fight exciting? Was it the best fight that I've ever seen? No, obviously not. Now, was it really the worst fight that I've ever seen, though? Yeah, it was. It was. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But I kind of feel like it was more of Sam Patterson's fault than it was MVP's fault. Like, let's just be honest here. You know what I mean? Like, say what you will. The first round was awful. But like rounds 2 and 3, it was still really bad. But like MVP did start touching him. He did start landing. He started catching him coming in a little bit. You know what I mean? But it was Sam Patterson was the one who literally just had nothing for him. It was more so like, I think the matchmaking was just really bad. I mean, obviously, it is a fact that people in general don't really want to fight MVP. No, I was just joking. It was definitely not worse than Rose versus Esparza. But it's true that in general, people don't want to fight MVP. Which I kind of understand. He's fucking difficult, right? Like even Ian Gary was struggling on the feet with him, like pretty big time. You know what I mean? Again, listen, I don't know if it's that Sam didn't try to win. He wasn't capable of it. Sam Patterson had nothing for him. He had nothing. And again, MVP doesn't throw combinations. He just doesn't. He never has. MVP just fucking, again, it's all single shots and distance management. But again, when you look at like, you know, Kevin Holland was really trying to go after him, so that's when MVP just started stunting on him. You know what I mean? Landing those fucking spinning elbows and right hand. You know what I mean? He was just fucking him up the whole time, right? But Sam Patterson really at a certain point, I feel like just was like, I've got nothing. Like, he's like, I literally have got nothing. He was trying, like, the one area that Sam Patterson could have won that fight was if he got him down and got to his back. Sam Patterson's jiu-jitsu is legitimately really good, but he doesn't shoot singles or doubles. He doesn't, like, time the blitz very well. He was just trying to get to the clinch, and obviously we know that MVP's really strong and hard to take down in the clinch. Moderators, can we please ban chicken wing sauce? What do I pay you guys for? Holy shit. Okay, I'll do it my goddamn self. Oh my god. What do I pay my moderators for? Where are you guys? Jesus. I think that means we need a new moderator. Who wants to be moderator? Clearly we need somebody new because the chat's not doing it. Okay. All right, there you are, John Wings. Okay. Me, you pay your moderators? I do, but as part of like human verification, it is gonna it's gonna cost. If you want to be a moderator, it's gonna cost $10, and you can be moderator on the channel. Titano, thank you for the 99 cents, buddy. I really appreciate it, Titano. I really appreciate it. Okay, if anyone is going to be moderator, I guess Sir Night Offender would kind of deserve it. 17 months is insane. Oh, Mean Big 8, I do trust as a moderator. Yeah, all right, fine. Okay. You know what? Mean Big 8's going to be a moderator because if there is anyone I trust as a moderator around here, it would be him. But anyway, I kind of felt like it was a little too full. But I will say there was one thing, though, about the MVP fight that I was a little surprised about. Oh, sorry, Grim Sharma. I'll go back. There were a couple of moments, like in round one in particular, where MVP, like, for a very brief second, he froze up, like, right in front of Sam. Like, he kind of froze up right in front of him. And nothing, like, crazy happened. Like, he kind of was able to get back after that. But there were a couple of moments where I was like, that's interesting. I've never seen him do that before. I don't know if it's the age, the speed maybe declining. I mean, who knows? I don't know. But there were a couple of moments where I was like, ooh, that looked a little weird. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah, it just really seemed to me like, again, everyone's going to hate on MVP for it because he's like the name, he's the star, which, again, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve any criticism at all, but I do generally think that it was more of Sam Patterson's fault. That's what I would say. I think Sam was the one who had nothing for him other than trying to clinch up with him, and at a certain point wasn't even trying to fucking, you know what I mean, engage at a certain point at all, you know? Maybe it's because they're training partners. I don't know. But legitimately, Sam Patterson, if he gets on your back, is a serious problem. I think that might have made MVP a little worried about, like, fully committing to hard blitzes, because he really wasn't blitzing like I've seen him do in the past. He never fucking, like, dude, MVP's, like, known for fucking, like, he blitzes at you so hard with a right hand, and whether he lands it or not, he just fucking body slams you with the blitz and, like, shoves you. He never did that in this fight once. And I think he probably was worried about Sam, like, running into the clinch. Again, we looked at it. We did a breakdown during our parlay stream for this card. I pulled up a few clips of Sam Patterson. He's very good on the back. He's nasty on the back. And obviously, I think that MVP generally has good submission defense, but there were some openings we saw in the Ian Gary fight. You know, so I think that was an issue. But yeah, I don't know. In general, I do kind of feel like it was more of Sam Patterson's fault. Like he was the one who had nothing for him, you know. And you know what? Listen, I think the real people at fault were the UFC matchmaking probably. But I do legitimately, guys don't really want to fight MVP. But we'll see. Maybe after this performance, more higher level guys will be willing to do it. Maybe. I hope at least. Graham Sharling of the 40 rupees. I suggest you watch Rockshvarvik Technical plus Wild. I'll think about it. Let's see. What else do we got here before we finally get into this recap film study? Meme Gate, thank you for the charge, Meme Gate. Please unmod me. I'll do it for another $5. Another $5 will unmod you. But okay, if Meme Gate doesn't want the responsibility, guys, who wants it? Who wants to be moderator before we finally get into this film study? Who wants it? Swerve. Thank you for the $5 Canadian Yoshi. Check out 5 minutes into Lucas's new video recapping Mosvar Lerone. Love him, but what was he watching? That scoring is awful. Okay, I mean, okay. Thank you for another $5. I can't handle this responsibility. All right, there you go. I'll remove you as a moderator, fine. Want me to watch 5 minutes into this video?
There were 4 winners after Mosvar Evloev defeated by Mark Goddard. And I was a little bit surprised to hear 48-46 scorecards, given that Mosvar lost a point. But when you really think about it, round by round, the only clear round for Lerone Murphy was the 3rd round. That was the only clear round.
Oh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Again, we are going to watch the whole fucking fight together in just a second. I don't know about that. As you guys know, Lerone was winning the 3rd round. But Mosvar did kind of hurt him at the very end of the 3rd round. He hurt him at the very end, kind of rocked him a little bit. He shelled up. Mosvar kind of went after him with a few shots. I don't know. It's a little tough to say. But again, the judges are always looking for immediate impact over all else. I think where this criteria does fall short is it does not specify at what point does cumulative outweigh immediate. It doesn't. It just doesn't say. So I don't know. But in general, I think, listen, I don't know. I think the round was close. I think round 3 was very close, but I don't know if that's the one round that I would say was 100% for Lerone. I don't know about that.
Round number 1 was razor close. I could see it going to Mavzar. Round number 2.
I agree with that. I think round 1 was close. I can kind of see it going to Mosvar too.
I could see it going to Mavzar.
No, round 2 100% went to Lerone, I think.
Round number 4, there was a point deduction, but it was Mosvar Evloev, like straight up, just landing at will, like he had aimbot. I think he had 20 strikes landed up until I saw Lerone Murphy land his first teep kick of the round. And then there was a fake stats that the UFC showed where it was like 13 to 11 on strikes, which they just, again, pulled it out of thin air. Made no sense. Round 5, Mosvar Evloev dominated it. Lerone Murphy, he was trying to mount a little bit of a comeback, but just kept getting taken down. His hip gave out. I felt bad for Murphy, man. Second and third round, I was starting to say, man, I believe in Lerone Murphy. I was starting to sing the song. I believe in Murphy. And I was really starting to believe, and man, I really hope it's Murphy. I really hope Murphy wins.
I had the exact opposite opinion. I think it was probably around after round, honestly, after round 2, I started getting scared. After round 4, I started actually shitting myself with the amount of money I had on the line for this one.
And then Mavzar starts mixing it up. But the thing is, I don't want to hear anyone talking about round 4, round 5. That was the Mavzar that's the undefeated champ. That was the Mavzar that's the dark horse of the division. No, that was Mavzar after having one of his takedowns stuffed early, not really being able to mount off any control time, not getting close to a finish, not getting close to a submission. Lerone Murphy with the bad hip, getting up to his feet. Nonetheless.
Yeah, and that's another thing that we're going to look at in the film study, those, I promise. The first 2 rounds, again, we looked at it in the fucking original members-only breakdown that we did for this fight when we watched Mosvar versus Arnold Allen. Mosvar has the exact same entries for strikes and the takedowns. He switches stances and goes double right hand right into double legs. It's so fucking repetitive. There's a pattern there, and Lerone saw it in the first 2 rounds. Every time Mosvar switched stances with that exact same entry, Lerone always circled away, and then Mosvar was never able to get in on any shots. But when his hip started to go, that's where the takedown started coming real easy. Lerone started getting way more stationary. I obviously I don't know if Lucas probably didn't see any of that, but he it's true though what he's saying.
I've never been wrong on a Volkanovski fight since his first fight with Max Holloway. I've picked every single Volkanovski fight correctly.
God, was he making videos all the way back then? Was he making videos back when that very first Max Holloway Volkanovski fight happened? I fucking wasn't. I remember watching that fight in Scotland. That was years before I started making videos.
His first fight with Max, where of course everyone was picking Max, but I'm picking right again. Volkanovski is going to absolutely school Mosvar Evloev. You're not holding Volk down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting. I in general do kind of disagree a bit with what Lucas was saying, but again, we're gonna look at it together in a second. I felt like I'll tell you what. I'll probably have a different opinion when we watch together right now, but when I was watching it live, I thought round 1 was close, but I gave it to Mosvar. Round 2, I thought went to Lerone handedly. And then I started getting nervous because, again, I needed either Lerone to win by KO, TKO, or Mosvar to win by decision. I started getting nervous. Round 3, I was pretty petrified for the first 4 minutes and 20 seconds of that round because Lerone was winning handily. But then Mosvar kind of cracked him and hurt him a little bit at the very end of the round. Then I was like, okay, that actually might have gone Mosvar. Then round 4, the point deduction happens. And then I thought that round ended up going 9-9, and then I thought round 5 went to Mosvar. Watching it live, I was pretty 1,000% certain that it was a draw. I was like, it's a draw, and I just lost a shit ton of money off some bullshit. Well, off fucking Lerone, just taking advantage of. It's difficult. It's difficult because again, I saw ways for Lerone to really negate Mosvar's takedowns again off of Mosvar's shitty entries that we're talking about. I just didn't know if Lerone, someone who historically doesn't have great takedown defense, was really going to be on top of it. But he was on top of it. He was. But so listen, it's difficult. But anyway. All right, I think it's time. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to do our full fight reaction? Are you guys ready? Who's ready? We're going to watch the whole thing pretty much right here. Yeah, John Wings is ready. Oh, Trip says no. Certain reference says mod me. Certain vendor, okay, I'll mod you, but for me to know that you're truly gonna be dedicated to being a moderator, I'm gonna need. I'll tell you what. I'll cut you a deal because you've been a member for 17 months. $6, and you could be a member. $6, I'll make you a member or a moderator. So again, just right before we get into it real quick, because I'm sure some of you guys are confused, how can we watch the whole fight? So I got in touch with a rep from YouTube. I now have a representative from YouTube that once you hit a certain point, once you get a certain amount of views on the channel, like total, you qualify for a rep. So now I have a rep that I have their phone number. I reach out to them. I talk to them. I've been speaking to them. And I asked them, I go, so listen, I understand YouTube copyright law. Like, I understand. When I watch a fight and I break it down, that is educational content. There is no question. Yet, I constantly... And here's the thing I said, I don't really care if they copyright claim me. I care about them, like, taking my fucking streams off. Like they did that one time. Well, off some bullshit. They removed my stream. And the rep told me, like, yeah, it's just like it's YouTube has automatic bots that do that, but now that you're like a part of this YouTube partnership program, like, we're gonna protect you from that. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Is the rep free? Yeah, it's free. It's free. It's once you get a certain amount of views on the channel. Again, like once you've hit a certain amount of views, obviously YouTube makes money off of me making content, you know what I mean? So, they have vetted interest in that. So again, I just had to make some slight iterations. But I had to make some very slight iterations. I just had to like crop it a little differently. I made the quality 720, so it's not amazing, but this is going to be enough for us to like really be able to watch this and really be able to go through it all. And again, I think, I'm telling you, once you guys watch this with me, you guys are going to have a very, very different opinion, I think, on this fight at least. All right. That's what I think. That's what I think. So no, it's just the frame. It's just because I paused it on a weird frame at the very start. The quality's good. The quality's not that bad. It's a weird frame that we're paused on. But anyway, so yeah, this is the first stream that's being moderated by the YouTube Partner Program. Are you guys ready? All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. I'll shrink my face just even a little bit more so I don't get in the way of any of this. All right, let's do it. All right, fight's opening up. All right. All right. So, Yeah, that's the first thing I want you guys to notice, though. Just look at Mosvar's. Look at Mosvar's. Just look at the way he glides around right here. The way Mosvar's footwork here, that's what shuts down Mosvar's takedowns. It's Lerone's footwork. Look, every time Mosvar looks to enter, look at how Lerone just slides away beautifully every single time. Just look at that movement, man. Look at that movement from Lerone. Look at it. Oh, thank you for the 99 cents, level 99 Lucas 8. Why is the audio casting a demonic curse on me? If you want the honest reasoning for that, is I was trying to download the fight and it wasn't letting me. So I recorded it with OBS and I sped it up to 4x speed just so we could, so I can do it quickly. And then I went into Premiere Pro and slowed it down so it could be regular speed, but the audio got really fucked up from it. But again, look at that. So right off that entry right there, you see it. Right off that entry, Lerone just slides away. Mosvar wanted the double off of that. He wanted the double, but he couldn't get there, all because of Lerone's movement. And Tons coin leaves dollars. Lerone has that Count Dracula movement. Yeah, that he does. That he does. I completely agree with that. Yeah, 100%. He's all like hunched back. Yeah, for sure. He kind of looks like a vampire. Though I feel like in general, vampires are not African American. Really nice counter right there from Lerone. See, right there. That's what I'm talking about. Did you guys see what he did? Oh, yeah, Blade. That's right. I'm sorry, Blade. That's right. Dude, mute the audio. Okay, sorry. Is it a little loud? My bad. What the fuck is that? I'll turn the desktop audio down a lot. Hold on. So let me re-pull up the video real quick. But yeah, that you saw it right there, the way that he entered into range with that punch. I'll pull it up right. There we go. I got it back up. So that's the end of the very first round. And I mean, listen, with that insight, I mean, I'm sure you guys, like, what do you guys think? Again, do you guys still feel like that Lerone won round one? Do you guys still feel like you won round one? Oh my God, save the plants, eat more meat. Thank you for 19 months of being a member. Dude, I haven't seen you around here in forever. It's great to see you, buddy. I've really missed you. Real engaging stuff here, Shade. Do you like it? I'm glad you like it, buddy. I'm glad you like it. It's great to see you. We've really missed you, man. We've really missed you around here. I love you, buddy. 19 months is fucking insane. Like, you truly are. I think you're probably top 3 longest members on the channel, period. Dream, I think I can't see shit with that piss poor quality. I mean, yeah, I had to make some alterations to it but again, I feel like for the most part, you kind of get a gist of what's going on, though. You know what I mean? I think for the most part, you get a good gist of it. Again, Mosvar keeps trying to enter with these 1-2s, but again, it's just, look at this distance. Like look at this. You see this right here, and look at the stance that Lerone is in. Do you see this stance? Somebody who knows a lot about wrestling will be able to explain this to you. Someone in chat, I'm sure one of you guys know, come from a wrestling background, I'm sure. Go ahead for me and educate the chat on what you notice about Lerone's stance. There you go, Meme Big 8. Meme Big 8 sees it. Because you see it, look at this. Look, right here. You see that? You see that? Look at this. It's this right here. Look what he's doing. And again, this footwork and movement is what's making the difference. He's feinting the knee. Look at that. Right there. Look. So this is what we were talking about the whole time. Mosvar goes to enter with his same entry right here. He switches stances and goes double right hand, and look at how Lerone just completely got the fuck out of there. You see that? Look at that. Just completely circles back to range right there. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's significant. It's significant. And also, I'll tell you what, one of the slight iterations I made was that I changed the ending bell sound. I literally went in and I edited the audio. I took out the final bell and I replaced it with SpongeBob's alarm clock. Listen. I'll turn this up for a second. Listen. Oops. That's SpongeBob's alarm, by the way. That's just some of the slight stuff you have to change for copyright reasons. Finally, Mosvar gets in on a shot. Nice double. But again, notice, right? Right? I know someone brought up, oh, what if Mosvar had Armin Sarukian's ground and pound? It's for sure, but the truth is, though, look, they land right here, and then look what Lerone does. He's immediately turtled, immediately scrambling to get his back to the fence. It's so hard to land ground and pound here, because if Mosvar lets go of the body lock, then Lerone's getting back up. How do you land ground and pound when, you see it right here, it's super, super clear. How do you land ground and pound when somebody, again, if you're going to let go of your lock, they're going to stand back up. Again, that's the hard part about mixed martial arts is when you are pinning your opponent, you are not throwing punches. When you are throwing punches during a grappling exchange, you are no longer pinning. But how can he do anything other than try to pin when Lerone is just on his knees trying to fight the hands? You see it. You can tell when you look at it. Exactly, Meme Big 8. Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, the one thing too is I do kind of feel like, though, as the fight went on, you kind of see it. Lerone started I don't know, but the expression on his face is just, it's not the same as it was at the start of the fight. At the start of the fight, he looked ready. He looked ready to go. He looked confident. He looked like he believed in himself. But I feel like it was the start of this round. Maybe this is when his hip started to go. But you just see the expression on his face. He doesn't look like he wants to be there anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I see, at least. Jackal, thank you for the 2 pounds. Dan Mergliotta's vision when someone fouls. Yeah, listen, I'll tell you what. Obviously, it wasn't Dan Mergliotta, but the referee here that did take a point away from Mosvar, I loved that. You had a really bad foul twice in a row. You should be getting a point taken away, you know? Oh, look at that. Look at that really bad fucking groin shot right there. Not cool, man. Again, like a foul should start meaning a foul in mixed martial arts. You know what I mean? That's what I think. We need to start moving towards that. Because fouls not being fouls is just not cool. You know? That's what I think. Right? Like if this was Dan Mergliotta, he would have I think Mosvar would have needed at least 3 more groin shots before a point deduction was going to happen. I know, that's the crazy thing though, Ellie. That's the crazy thing, that if there was no point deduction, it would have been a unanimous 48-47 well, you know what though, Ellie? Again, I think round 1, razor close, I lean towards Mosvar. Round 2, 100% Lerone. Round 3 was close, but I think I lean towards Mosvar with the very end of the round. I think he stole it at the very end. Round 4, Mosvar, but the point deduction. Round 5, Mosvar. I kind of get it a little bit. But again, it was close. I think a split decision could have been fair for this fight, because again, round 1 razor close, round 3 was very, very close. So I think you could say a split decision here. I personally kind of saw it Mosvar by a narrow margin, but it probably should have been a split at the very least. But with how the fight went, in my mind, I'm thinking draw, probably 100%. That's what I think. And he knew it too. You see it. He knew it right when he landed it. Like, that was bad. Like, just right square on the cup right there. Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what, MMA whole, like, the one change I really didn't mean to happen is dude, look at, dude, I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it was even the nut shot that kind of hurt Lerone at a certain point, too. But even here, just look at him. He looks so defeated. Like, he really looks like he doesn't want to be in here anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I see, at least, when I look at this sequence right here. I don't know, but that's what I see. Like, you see him stand up right here and walk away. I don't know, man. I see someone who's feeling a little defeated. There we go. Giving Mosvar a stern talking to. Yeah, 1 point. I love it. I love it. You shouldn't be allowed to get free fouls in MMA. That was a nice shot from Mosvar right there. You guys can't deny that. That was a nice shot. Nice takedown from Mosvar. Gets him down there. But Lerone Murphy immediately gets to a hip. Turtles right here. Mosvar had a back take opportunity, didn't go for it though. But here's where he actually landed some good ground and pound. Like legitimately right there, he actually landed a pretty decent shot right there. But then again, Lerone gets back up, but that was a nice ground and pound shot. Nice little switch right there to take. Again, it's this chain wrestling from Mosvar is really good. That chain wrestling, the reshots. Another nice takedown from Mosvar right there, man. Another really nice takedown. Again, he's got the body lock, but again, Lerone right back up. I mean, the one thing you guys can't deny, though, obviously, Volkanovski's going to be way stronger than Lerone. Way better takedown defense. Now, here he has Lerone in closed guard, as you can clearly see. And I think here is where you would hope that Mosvar had better ground and pound, I think. But from the turtle position, I thought he actually did pretty good. Miguel Myers, thank you for the $5. Is the audio inspired by that creepypasta UFC stream you got when illegally streaming? Oh my god. Dude, Miguel Myers, that's some goddamn ball knowledge right there. Do you guys remember that? What card was that? It was before Paramount because I was still using illegal websites to watch. I think you know what it was? It was Marab versus Piotr Yan 2. It was like the last pay-per-view. I was on some illegal stream watching, and then like randomly, like I'm on some sketchy website, and then all of a sudden the audio would get real distorted, and a bunch of like fucking scary pictures started flashing on the stream. And I couldn't show you guys the pictures because the fight was playing behind it, but I turned on the audio and we could listen to it. I forgot about that, dude. That was freaky. Thank God I don't have to do that shit anymore. But yeah, dude, that's some fucking ball knowledge, Miguel Myers. Nice defense from Murph right there. There you go, and that's the round. So that's the fight right there, guys. Now let me ask you. I promised it would. Or is your guys' opinion changed? Is your guys' opinion changed on the scoring of this fight? Oh, I accidentally took away the no. I took away the yes option. Just, yeah, take the question as a yes. No? See, yeah, I also lean towards a 49-43 Mosvar after watching that personally. Yeah, I don't know, man, but I think it's interesting. Obviously, let's listen to the judges' scorecard real quick. Mosvar looked hurt, man. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I don't know what it is about this referee, but he's just a fucking. He's just a good-looking guy, man. He's a good-looking guy. We got some like real weird-looking referees in this sport. You know, you got that one fucking little crack addict guy, the one that Dominic Cruz hates. You've got that one guy with the giant. Yeah, Goddard. Thank you. You got the one guy with the giant beard. But I mean, I don't know, man. Something about Goddard. I feel like he's just a good-looking guy. You know what I mean? At least that's what I'm seeing here. I don't know, man. Lerone wasn't upset about that decision. Yeah, Keith Peterson, thank you. Yeah, Keith Peterson's an ugly little fucking gremlin-looking guy. I don't know why I'm being so mean, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know, but I don't know. Listen, there's one thing this fight doesn't change, and that is that Mosvar impregnated his wife when she was 17, I think, allegedly. In my opinion. That's what I think, at least, right? You can't deny that. There's no just saying that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Juan, thank you for the $2. Send Mosvar to Epstein's Island 2-3 years and forget. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, but allegedly, yes, Mosvar did get with a child, allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Again, when I watched it live, I thought round 1 was razor close, but I leaned Mosvar. Round 2, easily Lerone. I think Mosvar stole round 3 at the very end. I think he hurt him at the very end of that round, and then he won round 4 and 5 with the point deduction in round 4. Should have been a draw, but you know. That's what I thought, at least. But I was razor close. Without the point deduction, I feel like it should have been a split decision, I'd imagine. A split decision either way, I think, would have been fair. But Tuxedo Mask, $83. Hey, Shay, good to see you. Good to be here. It's good to have you, Tuxedo Mask. We love you around here, buddy. We really love you around here. I really appreciate you, man. You're a great guy. Everyone here loves you. Hope you know that. No, I mean, I don't know, man. It's something, the culture over there in wherever he's from. It's a little different, you know what I mean? Like, age of consent laws vary. I'm not that angry about it. It's just a fact. You know what I mean? It's just a fact. You know. But I mean, listen, guys, come on. Let's just be honest, though. Did you guys? Let's be honest. Okay, here's a legitimate question I want to ask the chat. Who would you rather see Volk fight? Come on, be honest. Don't lie. Be honest. You're in a safe space. Be honest. Who would you rather see him fight? Come on. It's Mosvar. I would way rather watch him fight Mosvar than Lerone. I would way rather watch him fight Mosvar. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I understand it was a rob. I understand the judging wasn't good and whatever. Again, I don't know. I think Mosvar winning. I don't think is like super egregious. But I would rather see him fight Mosvar. Yeah, I would be so bummed if I had to watch him fight Lerone Murphy. I'd be so bummed. Like, dude, don't. I don't want to make a video about Lerone Murphy versus Mosvar. Or versus Volk. Volk Lopez 3. I mean, I'm glad you guys agree with me more or less. I'm glad you guys agree with me there. Yeah, a teep kick's a significant strike. Why wouldn't it be? But the judges don't judge fights based on significant strikes. I mean, at least they don't have a count of significant strikes. They just watch the damn fight. Charles versus Volk. I'd take that. That'd be cool. I would take that fight. Dude, I'm telling you, man, people aren't ready for the fact that Volkanovski is gonna have a Tony Ferguson-esque end to his career. Volkanovski is way too alpha to ever retire on top. I guarantee you that Volk is going to fight into the fucking ground. Volk can get like brutalized 3 fights in a row and keep talking about how like he knows he can come back. Like he wants one. It's always gonna be, I want one more. I want one more. I'm not done. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I'm also kind of afraid about Alex Pereira. Why the fuck did Alex Pereira sign an 8-fight deal at the age of 38? What if he never loses? I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't you see Volk at 43 years old still like strapping it on, like, you know, like fucking taking fights on short notice. You know, I can see it, man. I feel like he's too alpha to retire. For the love of the game, he's never leaving. Are there even 8 fighters at heavyweight? No, I don't think so. I don't think there is. I don't think there is. But still, that's kind of the point. You know what I mean? I think it's more so just that the UFC want to lock Alex down. They're hoping that Alex, like, you know, he's going to fight 2 more times at least for, like, right, he beats Cyril Gane, he's going to fight Tom Aspinall for the belt. Then let's say he loses and then loses again, you know what I mean? He still has 4 fights left on his contract, but, you know, so that now Alex can't go elsewhere. Alex can't go box or anything. He's stuck in the UFC. You know, kind of like the same thing they did with George St. Pierre. Exact same thing. Or a quadrilogy with Gane and Aspinall. It would be like in the UFC career mode when you've just like you're on like your 9th title defense and you're just rematching fucking he's gonna be rematching Cyril Gane over and over and over again. So, do you guys think that this format of like fight recaps should be a mainstay on the channel? I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Yeah, Miguel Myers liked it. All right, we're doing it then. I think this should be a new thing we do right after big fights. We just, you know, because of my new YouTube connections, I just fucking, we can just rewatch the whole fight. It won't be the copyright strikes. No, I can't get copyright strike for this. I have a YouTube rep now to protect me. Play it again. I want to see it. How polite Mex. I don't know. We already watched it. I mean, listen. If you want to, we can watch it again for $5. We can watch it again if you want. But we already watched it. You know. Tuxedo Mask. Thank you for the $2. I heard a rumor that I'm controversial on MMA YouTube. That you're controversial, Tuxedo Mask. I mean, care to explain why, maybe? Because I don't know why you would be controversial. I mean, from what I know of you, Tuxedo Mask, I would agree. You get around a lot, man. You get around a lot. Like you're always you're always lurking in the corners of like weird, random like chats and shit. I see you in certain comment sections. I wouldn't surprise me, but I wouldn't have an exact reason why. Guys, should I make a video about Israel Adesanya tomorrow? Should I? I don't know if I should or not. Yeah. Nah, who cares about him? I mean, I don't know. He's still Israel Adesanya. I need to watch some film on Joe Pyfer, though. I don't know. You know, insert underscore name here. You do know, like, my members only videos aren't regular videos. You know that, right? Like, I don't just make whole ass videos and make them members only. All my members only videos are just like me, like, reacting to fights and stuff. Like, you understand that, right? I feel like that's something people don't know. They assume I'm like making just regular channel videos and restricting. I'm like, no, I'm just probably just watching a fight, you know? Video being, if he's washed, he loses to Pyfer. If he wins, he isn't. Yeah. Text you my name is $2, buddy. The controversy is some think I'm good, others great. Oh, okay, interesting. That's one way to put it, Tuxedo Mask. I mean, listen, man, I think you're all right. Sometimes I feel like your donations get a little fucking insane every now and then. But in general, yeah, I think you're all right. I wouldn't know what the video would be about yet, because I need to watch some film on a so-called Joe Pyfer first and get an idea of that matchup. But I kind of know Joe Pyfer is kind of a shitty boxer. You know, a lot of power, but not very good entries and setups, and he doesn't throw combinations well. But that might be enough to beat Israel Adesanya. I don't know. That might be enough. Guys, does Israel Adesanya lose to Sean Brady? Be honest. Does he lose to Sean Brady? Because let's just be honest here, man. Kelvin Gastelum was the superior grappler against Adesanya, and Sean Brady fucking smacked Kelvin Gastelum around on the ground. No. Yeah, I mean probably not, but listen, if MMA math is anything to go off of, then he should destroy Israel Adesanya. Look at Ake-TL talking about shitty entries. I'm proud that I feel like I'm proud to feel like I've taught a lot of you guys, all the little idiosyncrasies of MMA. I see it in how you guys talk about it. No, Brady's like 5'9", I think. Something like that. Felix, I'll tell you what, I'll stop streaming right now for $5. $4.99, I'll stop streaming. You changed Lucas and the Weasel. I did. I mean, I changed the Weasel. How did I change Lucas? I know I changed the Weasel. Ake_TL. I'll tell you what, man. We can rewatch this video, but I'll tell you what. I'll lower it. I said $6. I'll go down to 5 for you. I'll go down to 5. Lucas, prior to your beef, was a casual. Yeah, people forget, man. Me and Lucas did have beef. Me and Lucas had real beef. Lucas actually, he told me that we had beef when I spoke to him during the Big 3 stream. He told me that. But we're cool now. I think he realized after a while that like I was kind of just memeing a little bit. Like I wasn't actually I actually really liked Lucas. I thought Lucas was a great guy. Lucas is such a fucking good guy. Oh, Chuck Sealman, thank you for the $2. What can I say? I'm a recreational schizo. It's fun. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand, being a schizophrenic is great sometimes because, like, sometimes, like, I don't know, it'd just be fun. It'd just be fun to live in your own little world sometimes, Lucas has made multiple diss tracks, so he thought you were serious. Yeah. I told him, I was like, hey, man, I still might drop a diss track. And he went, I don't think it's going to perform as well as Old Man Stippy, I think he said. I think that's what he said. Something like that. Old Man Stippy. He called him Stippy. I don't know why. God, what a great guy he was. Guys, I'm kind of tinkering with this new tattoo idea. I think I might want to get I want to replicate Charles's chest tattoo, but with just three photos of Charles. I've been thinking about it. Wouldn't that be fucking sick? To a Charles out cold. Oh, R6G's finally a good question. I did watch the Laker game. Dude, I don't know what it was, man, but like I just fucking knew the Laker. I was watching it with my dad, and I remember telling him it was right after fucking LeBron came and stripped the ball, and they were reviewing it to see who it went out of bounds on right at the end of the game. Even though it was looking very bleak, I remember I was like, we're going to win this game. I literally said that. I went, we're going to win this fucking game. I know we are. I just feel it, and we fucking did somehow. It was a great game. How the fuck do you leave Luke Kennard wide open, the best three-point shooter in the whole goddamn league? So the Magic are they're not a bad team. They're actually a decent team. But we kind of played like shit at the end of the game. Like Luka had 30 points at the end of the third quarter, and he ended the game with 33 points. Like he just didn't score in the third. We went completely ice cold in the fourth quarter, and we still won the game. Oh, Tom Lee, I think over 6 months of being over this. Charles' wrestling heavy approach change his chances against Ilya or Islam. I mean, for sure, because obviously, right, Charles, I honestly, I'd say a little less so with Ilya, but against an Islam Makhachev, Charles's big advantage in that fight is like his pure submission ability. He obviously has more power than Islam does, but Islam is the more technical striker. Islam, better wrestling, probably better top control as well. Even though I think, honestly, it's kind of close sometimes. Like, well, their wrestling games are different, but you're obviously going to give Islam the edge there, right? But, like, what is Charles's one advantage against Islam, skill for skill? He has better submissions. He has a higher ability at jumping onto subs and stuff, right? The way you need to do that is through scrambles. And him shooting on Islam, listen, he might not actually be able to take Islam down. But let's say he takes a shot on Islam, Islam sprawls or Islam grabs a whizzer and like Islam himself looks for like a trip or something. Next thing, it's like while body weight is falling, that is where a high level jiu-jitsu person is dangerous. Fucking Get fucking Brian Ortega Volk. You know what I mean? Catches the kick, pushes him, jumps on that guillotine. You know what I mean? While they're scrambling is Charles's chance to jump on something. So against an Islam Makhachev, yeah, like, let's fucking shoot. Let's dive for the legs, get to the body lock, try to off balance, try to trip. You know what I mean? Jump on the legs, jump on an arm, jump on his neck real quick, and it's fucking dangerous. Right? And obviously, there would be things on the feet I'd like to see Charles do more. You know, we got to end every single boxing combination with a kick, which would be great. But yeah, for sure. Against an Ilya Topuria, I mean, fuck yeah, I would have loved to have us test the takedown defense more. We only had one shot. We had one takedown attempt. And, you know, Charles is no stranger to ending up on the bottom sometimes. He did it against Max Holloway round 5. He ended up on the bottom against Max. Beneil Dariushi ended up on the bottom. Like, that happens to Charles sometimes. I would have loved to have another couple attempts. You know what I mean? I would have loved to see what happened. But it didn't because we fucking ran into a fucking hook. But yeah, obviously. Charles just not even attempting to take the fight to the ground against an Islam is just like you're missing a huge aspect of your game there. You know? I mean, I'd hope so, John Wings. People forget, Charles was supposed to fight Islam, but then he had to pull out because he got cut. His eye got cut, and he had to pull out of the fight. But yeah, that fight was meant to happen. It's such a shame that it didn't. Oh my God, Andrew Jackson, thank you for the $2. How are we reacting when Silva gets given the shot? Yeah, I don't know. Like what, are we gonna get fucking Lerone Murphy versus Silva now? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind a Mosvar versus a Volkanovski, but I think a Silva versus a Volkanovski is probably the most exciting, scary fight. And I don't know, does Silva not deserve it? I mean, maybe, I don't know. I guess he did get knocked out by Diego Lopez, but still. You know what I mean? That was a close fight for as long as it lasted. He beat Arnold Allen. You know what I mean? I think they could easily give it to him. Honestly, I might even prefer that. John Wings, since you're a moderator, can you please timestamp this stream up until we did the fight analysis in the comment section for me, please? Nothing crazy, just all like the general things that we did. We watched Lucas for a second. There should only be a few things. Silva doesn't deserve it. Maybe. I don't know. Does but who does deserve it as of right now? Does Mosvar deserve it? I mean, it depends on what your goals are. If you're just looking to build up Volk's resume, then sure, Mosvar, you know? Sure. But I think that's probably the more exciting fight on paper would be Silva, right? Right? At least that's what I'd argue. Oh my God, Zizzo! Thank you for 6 months of being a member. Dude, you didn't even send any message with it, but I appreciate it. Just goes to show how dedicated you are to the fan club. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really do, man. I love you, buddy. I mean, John Wings, the truth is, dude, we never stream on Sundays, so who knows what they're up to today. They might be busy. It's very rare we stream on a Sunday. I was really hoping something would happen during this fight that I could make a video off of, and I could have made a video off something. It probably would have had to have been like a Volk versus a Mosvar kind of style video-ish, but I don't know. I didn't really want to. I just was not feeling it. I was not feeling motivated. I was not feeling inspired at all. Maybe Yair Rodriguez versus Gene Silva would be cool. God, that's a good question. Where the fuck is DDP? I can't believe he has not had any kind of fight announcement yet. Felix, I gave you my price. $5. I will end the stream. I'm drawing a dolphin right now. How could I pay mountable months of membership? I can only get 1 month. Well, yeah, I think you buy the 1 month and then it becomes recurring. And then it just charges you $5 a month after that. Oh, Tom's Possessed. Thank you for the $5, buddy. I really appreciate it. Why do you hold a better opinion of Leon Edwards than Lerone Murphy, despite both of them having a somewhat similar fighting style? That's a great question, Tom Possessed. I mean, let me ask you. They might have a somewhat similar fighting style. Maybe. I kind of feel like a Leon Edwards is a bit more dangerous when it comes to the body kicks and stuff. He's a bit quicker. He's a bit faster. He's got a bit more torque when he rips body kicks and shit in general. Lerone probably has sharper hands. I think Lerone definitely probably has sharper hands. But I would say the biggest difference is that Leon Edwards fucking knocked out Kamaru Usman with a head kick. I remember watching that fight and just I remember freaking the fuck out. I lost my goddamn mind when he landed that head kick. And then obviously the Colby Covington fight destroyed Colby, which was great to see. And then he had that whole build up with Colby where Colby was like, "Hey, I'm going to drag you to hell on fucking Saturday. Hey, we can say hi to your dad while we're there." I don't know. There was a lot to it. You know what I mean? Like when I think of Lerone Murphy's career, like nothing really stands out to me other than the spinning elbow against Aaron Pico. And listen, the spinning elbow is good. Don't get me wrong. That's great. But I feel like, again, like you asked, like, why do I have a different opinion despite the same fighting style? I don't know if it really has much to do with the fighting style. It's more so just the storylines they've been a part of, to me, is the difference maker. You know what I mean? Like Leon Edwards has legendary moments, you know? When he got on the mic and fucking was like, headshot, dead, pound for pound, what? You know? When's Lerone ever done that? He hasn't. You know? That's probably what I would say. That's a good question. Let's see. Tom Leo, thank you for the $2 Brazilian, buddy. I appreciate it. Blash Chemical, thank you for the $5. Thoughts on MVP's Bluetooth fighting style? You blame MVP or Patterson more for that performance? Great question. We talked about that earlier on the stream. We talked about that. Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody's pissed off at MVP about that fight. And I understand it's because MVP's the bigger name. He's the bigger star. You know what I mean? He's the guy that's meant to be super entertaining. The truth is, though, yeah, I think looking at that fight, it's very clear. That was fucking... listen, I think both are at blame to an extent, but Patterson was the guy through and through who had nothing for him. He had nothing. There was nothing Patterson could do to threaten him, and it was almost like he kind of gave up at a certain point. I mean, listen, you know, we did a stream not that long ago ranking fighters based on their danger levels. We ranked MVP pretty low. We ranked him very low because I remember we were saying, we're like, he's not really that dangerous, not in the UFC at least. Like, apparently, yeah, we know he caved a guy's skull in back in Bellator way back when, but like in terms of danger, he doesn't knock people out, he doesn't finish people, you know. He doesn't really throw many combinations. He can. He landed a good little like 3-punch combination on fucking what's his name? Jared Cannonier, but Jared is so slow. You know what I mean? In general, MVP likes to throw a lot of singular shots. But again, his style works well when guys kind of pressure him. You know? I think that the one thing about MVP was he wasn't really blitzing at Sam Patterson that much. He wasn't. Like, he was throwing a fair amount of right hands. But he, MVP's known to be that guy that'll fucking blitz at you and fucking, kamikaze body slam you. You know? He'll try to land the right hand, and whether he lands it or not, he fucking shoulder checks you at the same time and fucking pushes you over. You know what I mean? He didn't do that at all in this fight. And I think the reason why he didn't was because the one area, Sam Patterson's jiu-jitsu and his back take ability is legitimately very good. But he's not that strong of a wrestler. His takedowns generally come from the clinch, and MVP is really hard to take down in the clinch. So I think MVP didn't want to gift Sam the one chance he had of winning, which was maybe as MVP fucking rushes at him, Sam gets a hold of him, gets to the back maybe. But yeah, again, I don't know. Again, round 1 was awful. But rounds 2 and 3, MVP started landing. You know what I mean? He started landing. He started catching him coming in, landed a few good shots here or there. It wasn't anything spectacular, but when I'm looking at that fight, I'm like, MVP is kind of doing what he needs to here. Sam is the one that has nothing for him. He has nothing. I think the real person at fault's the fucking UFC matchmaking, if anything. You know, these guys are former teammates. They like each other. They know each other's game inside and out, so they're probably a lot less willing to play into each other's strengths. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, there were a couple of moments. It happened in round 1, I think once or twice, where MVP legitimately kind of froze up right in front of him a little bit. Nothing crazy, but there were some moments he was right in front of Sam and he froze up and almost got clipped a little bit. I don't know. Maybe the age is finally catching up to him. He is 38. He's turning 39 this year. Who knows? His style is very explosive, very reactionary. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But in general, yeah, it was a very boring fight. I think Sam was much more at fault for it than MVP. I think in general, I don't think many guys want to fight MVP. You know what I mean? When you're even when Ian Gary is lost on the feet against you, you know what I mean? Then you move up to 185 and you fuck up Shara Bullet, who just has no chance against you. Jared Cannonier couldn't do jack shit. I think guys kind of avoid MVP because he has such a weird style. But maybe after this performance, people will be more willing to fight him, hopefully. You know? But that's generally what would be my thoughts on that fight, you know? Again, because he's the bigger name, everyone's going to blame him. I think it was more Sam Patterson's fault, though. That's what I think. That's what I think. Those are all my thoughts. Exactly, Ake_TL. I mean, listen, Ian Gary won that fight, but he had to fucking pull out some stops to win that fight against MVP. He had to fight a pretty boring style to try. Yeah, they are, Onyx. They are. And Office TV, I don't know what you're disagreeing about with that statement. Definitely not every fight is like that. I will say that MVP fights like that in every fight. He does, what he did against Sam, apart from not doing as many lunging blitzes, was the one thing that I feel changed from him in this fight. But yeah, he fights the same way. But Kevin Holland was going after him. And that is why MVP was fucking him up so bad. You know, Holland was really trying to close the distance. And he's fucking spinning elbow, catching him, hard right hands. He fucked up Kevin Holland. Bad. You know what I mean? Shara Bullet, yeah, he was way more willing to lunge at him. You know, he fights the same way, but I don't think any fight he's had has been quite as boring as that one. If they trained together, they were teammates. Or, I mean, I don't know what your definition of teammate is. Fine, I'll change my definition. They trained together for a period of time. It's the same thing. It doesn't really change anything. Felix, okay, $4. That's what I was thinking, blast chemical. I think in general, trying to kick MVP's legs are scary because of how he can close the distance on you. Like, if he lands a right hand right as you're trying to go for a leg kick, you're on one foot, you're going to fall over. It kind of looks like a knockdown. Like, it's scary to try to kick MVP in the legs. That's very scary. Unless you have very good leg kicks. Yeah, I just think in general, obviously him and Sam Patterson, again, as we established, were teammates during COVID. They trained together. So I think they were both very aware of each other's skill sets, and therefore MVP didn't want to gift him any potential back takes. Patterson, at a certain point, I think just kind of knew he was fucked. He wasn't even trying. Well, he was trying, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but Marty Lewis didn't want to give up. I'm telling you, the one area Patterson could have actually beat him is by getting to his back. That was the one way he could have beaten him. So I can understand why he didn't want to do that. Nah, John Wings, I'm fucked up, man. I've been training hard this past week and a half. I've been training every single day hard. I'm kind of fucked up. I really need to rest today. I'm fucked up. I need to start kind of pulling back on training a little bit to recover a wee bit. But I'm looking sharp, man. I'm looking fucking sharp. I bet you don't, Mean Begate. You've always been a bit of a hater when it comes to my ability, Mean Begate. Just throwing that out there. I don't know what you're talking about, Mean Begate. I don't know what you're talking about. My tune never changed on Lopez versus Volk. Sasonko, on the other hand, he is somebody that's always rode very high on my fighting abilities, which is I do appreciate. Can I beat Nate Diaz right now? Maybe. Maybe. I think I'd favor myself. But I don't know. I need to see him versus. I'll tell you what. After I see him versus Mike Perry and we see where he's at, I can get a better idea of that. Oh, tuxedo mask. Give me the $2. Be sure to get good sleep, nutrition, and plenty of tren. You know, I would definitely hop on Tren if it wasn't for the fact that it can turn you gay. You know what I mean? Again, I'm very anti-gay, as you guys know. Very anti-gay. Not into gay. I'm just not for it. You know what I mean? Not for it. You know? I'm a very heterosexual person. You know, Steve, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because I was showing jujitsu. I was showing you jujitsu to. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, you know, I've heard what you just said exclaimed to me many a times when it comes to legitimate sub defense in jujitsu. I mean, depending on the position that you're in, man. I think it could be. I mean, you remember when? Okay, I don't know if I hallucinated this or not, but I swear to God, I remember seeing a clip of fucking Daniel Cormier talking about fighting John Jones, and he's like, John Jones fucking reeked. When I fought John Jones, he reeked. Like, I could tell he hadn't showered for weeks. He hadn't brushed his teeth in weeks. Like, he fucking was like you didn't want to get fucking near this guy. Am I hallucinating this? I swear to God I've seen this before, but I feel like I haven't heard this reiterated. Am I making this up? I heard this somewhere, right? Someone in chat, please. It's kind of what you're talking about there, you know? Right? I know I've seen this. Jones trucker maxing, but you guys have heard this before, right? But the thing is, like, I know I've seen a clip of DC saying this, but like, I've never heard anyone else bring it up. Rampage in a similar clip? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He said he himself takes a bath before his match. I don't know, man. I swear I've heard this, though. It wasn't DC, though? Okay, maybe I'm just having a misremembrance, a fucking... a Mandela moment, maybe. Maybe it was Rampage. Yeah, maybe it wasn't DC. Maybe it was Rampage I was thinking of. Okay, good. Good, because as soon as you said that, that fucking memory flooded in. Damn, Steve's fucking on it. 2020 interview with Ariel Helwani. DC said Jones has bad breath and... Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, Meme Big 8. I don't know, dude. Derek from More Plates, More Dates said Tren makes you gay. And remember that famous clip of Alex Jones about how they're turning the freaking frogs gay? That's real, man. That happened. It didn't have anything to do with Tren, but it does turn frogs gay. Something does. And if it can turn a frog gay, it can turn us gay too. And again, I'm just not cool with gay stuff, man. Not cool with it. Not cool with it at all. Now, I realized as I said that, I did kind of realize that I do have a photo behind me of fucking Charles Oliveira and me photoshopped over a picture of his wife as we're cuddling together. But, like, that's not gay. You know? It's not gay. It's eccentric. Beautiful bed. Thank you for the 10 HK. Thoughts on Alyssa Liu? Is she your type? Is she my type? You know, dude, I don't really feel like I have a type. I don't feel like I have a type. Realistically, I don't have a type. Generally, I don't. I can kind of get down with whatever. Generally. It depends, though. I do like my blondes. Though. But my thoughts on Alyssa Liu, I'll be honest, man. Everything I know about Alyssa Liu has been shown to me by force. And it's not that, like, I have any problem with her, but, like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know. Can you explain to me, like, what is it about her that everybody likes so much? I've seen that little dance she does at the start of her little ice skating thing. Time, skin tight, when I look up at you. And then she fucking does a little dash off on the ice. I've been forced to watch that a lot because it just keeps popping up that clip, which I don't know. I don't know what it is about her that everybody likes so much. But I think she's fine. Tuxedo Mask, $83. Look what it did to Larry Wheels. Yeah, Larry Wheels is incredibly gay now. She's Asian, and I guess that's cute. Is she? She doesn't look that Asian to me. Alyssa Liu. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess I see it. I guess I see some Asian. God, she's only 20 years old. Fuck, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. I'm getting way old, bro. Because, like, she's probably, like, fuck, she was born in the year 2005. I don't know. It's a little bit, she's slightly young for me. She's, like, she's kind of, I don't know. I feel like it'd be weird for me to be into somebody who can't drink alcohol yet. You know what I mean? Aren't you also Gen Z? I mean, yeah. Yeah. But I swear to God, though, like, we need to start counting generations differently. Because generations move way faster than they used to. Like, I understand, like, back, like, in the 70s, 80s, whatever, like, you can have, like, these 10-year gaps in generations. But, like, here's the thing, right? Me and Mia, we're definitely the same generation. We're very, very similar, like, through and through. My youngest sister, though, is 17. I was 7.5 years old when she was born. We're both Gen Z. Me and her are Gen Z. Our childhoods were completely fucking different. Like, my littlest sister, Brie, like, I don't think ever really watched that much TV or, like, cartoons. Because she had a fucking iPad when she was, like, 4. You know what I mean? I didn't get a cell phone until I was, like, already, like, 13, 14, and it was a fucking flip phone. You know what I mean? Like, we're just different. Like, it's because the internet and technology, trends and stuff move so much faster. You know, like, I just don't feel like we're similar at all, yet we're both Gen Z. A 5-year gap's not, like, anything abhorrent. It's just slightly pushing it for me. Like, I don't think I would, like, date a 20-year-old. Like, I don't think I'd, like, want a 20-year-old to be my girlfriend. But, like, I feel like I'm right barely at that cutoff. Her child, if she was slightly poorer. I mean, I say iPad. She had like a little kid's tablet. Like, it wasn't an iPad, in fairness. We were not very well off, in fairness. My family. You're pushing 30? I guess. I turned 25 coming up on 3 months ago. I turned 25. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's not like the 5-year gap's not. It just depends, I guess. It just depends. It just depends. Like, if I was 26, I guess a 21-year-old's not that. That's not really that bad. But it just feels weird if a girl can't drink. You know what I mean? I'm like, that just seems a little off. That seems a little. I don't know. Bro in his prime. Thank you. Depends if she's mature. Yeah, sure, I guess. I've heard 20 in 3 months. Any advice? I don't know. Just, keep doing what you're doing. Nothing really changes when you turn 20. People forget, man. My number one audience demographic are 25 to 36-year-olds. That is my number one demographic of people who watch me. 18 to 24-year-olds are right behind that. $22. I'm 19 and my girlfriend is 24. What the fuck? That's strange. That's strange. I mean, nice. Good for you. In general, though, what would a 24-year-old girl like about a 19-year-old boy? I feel like if you're 19, you're a... I mean, well... 19, my girlfriend's 21. That's not as bad. It's not bad, but girls mature a lot quicker than boys do generally. So it's a little surprising. Like, I think about it. Like, when a girl hits 22, she's a grown woman. Like, her brain is fully developed. Her brain is, like, fully mature. Her body, like, she's a 100% grown woman. A guy does not hit that same point until they're 25. I don't know about that Helsenberg fan. I might have to read up on my fucking biology literature, but that's not what I thought. John Wings, I don't know how old she was, to be fair. She would never tell me, but she was old enough to not be happy that I was 24 when I met her. That's for sure. But, that's different. We're not dating. Or, I don't know. We didn't date, though. Oh, there's Miller Jimith. Way too late. The stream ended like 45 minutes ago. Oh, is that right, Sophie LBLL Langue? You're one of the 2% of females that watch my channel. Oh, Tuxedo Mask. Thank you for the $2, buddy. Look at you trying to get all deep and personal. Am I spiritual, religious, atheist, or other? I would say I'm spiritual. I would say I'm very spiritual. That's what I'd say. I'd say I'm spiritual. That's how I would describe my thoughts on things. There was definitely like a time in my life where I was like some fucking like, genius like 17-year-old being like, oh, there's no fucking God. I'm so much smarter than you. But then, you get a little bit older and you're like, what the fuck do I know about the fucking nature of reality to fucking make a claim like that? But yeah, I'm spiritual. I've done my fair share of meditating. I've done my fair share of fucking mushrooms in my day. Enough that I feel like that's what I am. How could anyone make a claim there is a God by that same argument? I don't think you can, but like, is a God existing weirder than the fact that we exist at all? Like the fact that that anything even exists in the first place is fucking insane. Nothing can't make something. Now put that on a fucking t-shirt. Maybe a God exists, but it ain't all loving and kind. Well, let me give you a quote from a hero of mine, Alan Watts. Alan Watts said, "A tree that has leaves that go to heaven must have roots that go to hell." Think about that. Think about that. Just think about that. Beautiful Pit, thank you for the 10 HK. Thoughts on Oliver Rooks, the 7'9" guy? Is B-ball over? I don't know, man. I should watch some stuff from him now that March Madness is going on. But like, in general, I do feel like all those like super tall guys do sometimes struggle with like movement and lateral quickness and like, but yeah, he looks like if he could develop like any kind of skill, he could be a problem. For sure. But I mean, Yao Ming was fucking 7'6", and he's an all-time, he's a great center. You know what I mean? The Hall of Famer, amazing player. But at a certain point, like even he kind of struggled. And he had some skill. You know what I mean? He's shooting jumpers from the free throw line and shit. You know what I mean? He had some post moves. He had some spins. He could pass a little bit. And I feel like he didn't ruin the sport of basketball. Even Wemby, like listen, Wemby's a fucking problem. He's insane. I wouldn't go as far as say he's ruining the sport of basketball yet. Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2. What exists? What is existing? Now that's an interesting question, Tuxedo Mask. We're getting philosophical today. What is existing? I don't know. I wish I could say. Way too smoking. You were the $5, buddy. This just proved to me that Volk is untouchable in featherweight, followed by Diego and Gene. After this, Arnold Allen, then Predvar, and then Murphy. I hope so, man. I hope the wheels don't fall off of Volk before then, man. Because it certainly can. Yeah, I would favor him very highly against a Mosvar. Gene still was a little scary though, way too smoky. You can't argue that though. He's a bit scary. He's a bit scary. The thing that would help him against Gene, though, is just Gene's lack of footwork and movement, while his Volk will be dancing around him, ripping leg kicks on the outside, popping jabs. But yeah, in general, as long as Volk's not, like, he doesn't just wake up one day, or he doesn't, like, fucking blow his back out like Daniel Cormier sneezing because he's old, he should beat a Mosvar Evloev. He should. I could see Mosvar landing on the feet, though, here or there a little bit. But for the most part, I think Volk should just be too big, too strong, too good at getting to the bat, too good at constantly getting up, fighting the hands. It's going to be hard for Mosvar to land any ground and pound. I think Mosvar's ground and pound looked pretty good in this fight, in fairness. But the problem is it's hard to land ground and pound when someone's constantly turtling and trying to stand back up. Because if you let go to land ground and pound, they're going to stand up. And that's what Volk does. You know what I mean? Tyron McGregor, thank you for the $2, buddy. Shea thinks, therefore he is. Shea the GOAT. Tyron McGregor, now Tyron just hit you guys with quite a quote right there that I'm sure went over a lot of your heads. Who was that? Is that Neville Goddard? Did Neville Goddard say that? Maybe not. I bet a lot of people have said that. But thank you, Tyron McGregor. I love you, buddy. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, yes, that's Rena Descartes. That's right. That is Rena Descartes. Oh, man. All right, guys. All right. I think that's enough waffling about for one day. Let's get the fuck out of here. But I do appreciate it, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with something. I don't know what yet, but I'll be back with something. I'll see you guys later.